He'll watch a movie, then he'll tell you all about it. It's the Armstrong Entertainment Show.
Hello everyone and welcome to Armstrong Entertainment. This is Chad here and I saw the movie Suspiria, starring Tilda Swinton, Dakota Johnson, and directed by Luca Guadagnino. Now, this film is a remake of the 1977 version of the exact same name, and I'm going to be as vague as I possibly can in this for this review because I don't want to tell you anything about it. If you saw the preview, you probably know what this film is about, but I'm not even going to say what it's about. I only saw the preview once, and going in with as little knowledge as possible is always the best way to see a movie, in my opinion. So with that being said, a young woman who is a dancer, played by Dakota Johnson, she goes to a dance company, and it is run by Tilda Swinton's character, and this dance company is perhaps something more than what it seems. Now, it is not very often that I leave a movie thinking, what the hell did I just see? I literally have not felt this way since Mother, which was only a year ago, but I literally had the exact same feelings and confusion as I did for Mother. I'll just start off by saying I like this movie much more than Mother, but I went home and I had to Google what this film was about and what was going on and what did I miss and what was the story trying to tell me. And I realized that nobody knows. Now let me back up a little bit. This film runs 2.5 hours long, so prepare yourself for a very long movie. Anything over 2 hours, I think, is unnecessary, but this director, Luca Guadagnino, he did Call Me By Your Name last year, and I'm one of the few people who did not absolutely fall in love with that movie because he does these shots that are so long and laborious and just don't seem laborious. I don't know if that's the correct adjective to use to describe this, but they're just these long scenes that don't really go anywhere, and when they finally go into something that's interesting, he cuts away and goes to something else. That's literally the problem I had with Call Me By Your Name. He would do that a lot, and he kind of does that in this film as well. Now, I understand that's his choice and his style. I just don't particularly care for it. He does these things where he assumes that the audience is totally on page with him and are telepathic in understanding what is happening when most of the times we're not. I was scratching my head so much in this movie because I could not follow what was going on in certain parts. They just didn't make sense, and there was a lot of build-up, a lot of questions that never really went anywhere, and to be honest, by the end of the film, they weren't answered, and I was still left confused. Now, I'm not totally shitting on this film because I thought it was actually okay. There was a lot of scenes in this movie that I was totally enthralled with and interested in. I'm just going to call it the Olga scene. Holy crap, I don't think I've ever seen something like that on film before. Also, the last 20 minutes of the film, you know what part I'm talking about. That whole thing that happens, I was like, what is going on? There was so much to look at, so much was happening. I'm being as vague as possible. And also, there was a scene about we'll just call it the Holocaust scene at the very end of the movie. It was such a touching, moving moment that I was not expecting to have these weird feelings of connection with this story monologue that Dakota Johnson says, and it just came out of nowhere for me, and I loved that scene so much. Probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie. So overall, the movie is fun. It's good. It's totally what I like about movies, the crazy uniqueness of it, but it just didn't come together at the end. I don't feel like the pieces fit. It just seemed like there was a lot missing, and everybody's getting something different from this film, which I understand because there is so much to get from this film, and people are just left thinking, wait, what did I just watch? Oh, I think I watched that. No, I think I watched that. Now, I quickly want to talk about the musical score for this. It's done by Tom York of Radiohead, and I'm a super fan of Radiohead. I love Tom York. I love the opening song. I think it's called Suspiria, but it's so good. It fit in so perfectly. But then, as the movie got going, and there's other parts, the score doesn't work at all. It feels like you're watching the movie, and then this weird score is happening they just don't match up, and I don't understand what happened. I was very disappointed in the score, except for the main title song. So at the end of the day, this movie just took a very long time to go nowhere. It's not a horrible movie. It's definitely better than Mother, in my opinion. I enjoyed it much more, but it was very similar in how I was feeling during Mother, where I was just confused, and I was like, what the hell is going on? But I left shocked. I left thinking, oh my god, what did I just see? I'm still excited about it. I did so much extra research on this film because it raises a lot of questions, and it piques your interest a little bit. Now, I don't want to just recommend this movie to anyone. This is very specific for the audience who is going to enjoy this. If you liked Mother, then you'll probably like this movie, or it's kind of in your world, but it's so crazy and unique and bizarre and outlandish. It's what I love about filmmaking, but for some reason, this one just didn't add up perfectly for me. I didn't hate it. I totally appreciate what it was. I just wish it was a little bit more. The movie has a lot to say, or at least I think it does, and everyone seems to be getting something different out of it. I am so curious what people are going to think about this movie, but if I were to guess, I would say most people are not going to love this film. I personally thought it was okay. I'm so glad I got to see it. Tilda Swinton's amazing in it. Obviously, I'm not even going to talk about her performance at all, because if you see this movie, you know what I'm talking about. Dakota Johnson's great. I don't know. I don't think it's going to get any Oscar nominations, but I'm very curious to see how the reaction is going to be when it opens up next week. It is called Suspiria, and it is going to be playing next week in a theater near you. Until next time.
He'll watch a movie, then he'll tell you all about it. It's the Armstrong Entertainment Show.